Hello folks, Papa Top 912 coming at you again with one of our famous recipes, and the recipe for tonight is going to be turkey parmesan. That's right, you heard me right, turkey parmesan instead of chicken. So if you're looking here on the cutting board, I got a giant turkey breast. I mean, this is 1/2 of a turkey, and I'm going to cut that up into cutlets, and then I'm going to flatten it out with my meat mallet in my Ziploc bag. I'll show you how to do that. And we're going to use that instead of chicken. You know, turkey it's another meat. You know, you get tired of eating chicken, pork, shrimp, beef all the time. So throw a little turkey in there to spice up your life. The ingredients we're going to be using today, we got over here, switch sides real quick. I got 2 eggs, which is going to be used for my egg wash. Then I got some fresh buffalo mozzarella. And then I have some dried Parmesan Reggiano cheese. Then I got some of these golden egg Pappardelle noodles that we seem to love so much. And then I got some plain panko breadcrumbs. And then I got some garlic and herb breadcrumbs. A little onion, garlic, pepper, and salt. And then I got some fresh Italian parsley that I'm going to chop up to lay it on top of the dish when it's in the oven. And then once it comes out, I'll put some of that on my pasta as well. And then the star of the show is this gigantic turkey breast. That's 1/2 of a turkey. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to debone it and skin it and cut it up into cutlets. And once I get those cutlets cut up, I'm going to hammer them out with this meat mallet to make sure that it's one consistent thickness across the whole thing so it cooks evenly. That's the whole point of the mallet, is to cook it, is just to make sure it cooks evenly. And I'm going to smash it inside of this bag so that I can control the meat and it don't fly everywhere. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to go off the camera. I'm going to go ahead and cut that breast up, debone it, skin it, make my cutlets, smash them out. Then we'll come back and season them up and take them to the pan. It's not that hard to do. I mean, this is going to be more like an hour, not a 30-minute meal, but more like on the hour, just because of the prep that goes along with it. You can get you some boneless, skinless turkey cutlets and cut the time down. They just cost more, and I don't mind, processing meat at home. So I'll be back after I process that turkey breast. All right, guys, welcome back. See, I got my turkey cutlets all pressed out. This is, I had a nice vein running down the middle of one of them, so I went ahead and cut it. So those are going to be more like strips versus whole cutlets. But, the rest of them, see, got a little aggressive with the mallet right there, but it's all good. Nice, big hand-sized pieces. So now what we're going to do, we're going to season these up. We're going to start with some salt. A slightly liberal amount. Then we're going to use the fresh cracked black pepper. Then we're going to sprinkle some, hold on. A little onion. And then some garlic. Alright. I'm going to flip these over. And my assistant is going to season the backside. So I'm going to rub this in a little bit.
Hi, people. I'm playing a game with my mommy.
Flip everything over.
Oh.
Alright, start cracking that salt and pepper up here. It don't matter which one. Start with it. Get it going. Crack it. Get the cracking. Alright, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Alright, now I'm going to smush that in. Get that rubbed in pretty good. And then I like to take all that meat. I call it, you got to love on your meat. I call it loving on the meat. Rub it all together. Get those coatings evenly applied. And then, you know, when you're done, here's about what you're looking at. You got a decent coating on there. That's what we want. So now, I'm going to dredge these in my flour mixture. So I got my flour up here. Then my 3 mixes. I got my flour. Then I got my egg. And then I got my breadcrumbs. Now my breadcrumbs is 50-50 panko and the regular breadcrumbs. And then I took a nice handful of that Parmesan Reggiano cheese that I grated up on my microplane. And I blended that in there too. So, go from the dredge straight into the egg. And you're going to get your hands dirty. So, that's just part of the game. And from the egg, we're going into the breadcrumbs.
Which is actually a third normal bread, a third Reggiano cheese, and another third of panko bread.
Alright.
It's actually a third because they added the cheese in there too.
Yep. So you got that nice and coated. So that's a nice coating on there. Might as well I touched it with my fingers. And I can just take that and pat it down. So that's what you're looking at right there. So we're going to sit this over here. We're going to finish breading up the rest of these. And then we'll take it over to the stove. Turn the flame up on that grease, please. Alright guys, so we're back now. I got my oil nice and hot. And I'm going to show you here. This is our cutlet. Nice and breaded up. So we're just going to drop it in the grease. And we're going to pretty much cook this 2 to 3 minutes per side, because they're relatively thin and they're going to go in the oven as well. So we don't want to dry them out by overcooking them. We're going to put those in the grease and let them cook 2-3 minutes each side, and then we'll put them on the drying rack. And I'm using the rack instead of like paper towels. I set them over an open rack so the oil can drain off of them. That way they stay nice and crispy. Because one thing you want with your chicken parmesan, I like crispy. All right, folks. Welcome back. We are getting down to the final portions of the turkey parmesan. You can see I got my turkey cutlets. They're all fried off, and I got them sitting on my grate, letting them drain, let the oil drain off of them so that they stay crispy and don't get soggy. And what I did, since they're so big, as I took them out, I just laid them flat and let them drain. And then when the next batch was ready, I just kind of stacked them up on top of each other just to have room for them. And then here I got my buffalo mozzarella cheese all sliced up, you know, about that thick right there. And then I took my microplane and I did about half of that block of cheese. I did put some of that in the breadcrumb mixture. And then right here are the parsley that I just chopped up, not too fine, but it's not that rustic either. So now what we're going to do, we're going to slide these out the way. And we're going to bring our dish front and center. Let's go this way with it. Alright. And I'm going to make 2 dishes since these cutlets are so big. But I can just show you. Say that's 3. And here's number 4 with the little piece that we sampled, because you always have to sample your dish. So
I didn't get a toast.
next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna put a good dollop of that marinara sauce on top of the cutlets. We're not gonna cover them completely, but we are gonna put, you know, a generous amount on them, because I like the sauce when I'm eating my Parmesan. So we'll just ladle that. Boom, boom, bam. Just as such. Then we'll take the, actually I'm going to take the Parmesan,
From the microplane, just sprinkle it on.
sprinkle that on there.
There's a lot of cheese.
Yeah, 'cause we like cheese, right?
Mm-hmm. This family is very cheesy. Your daily jug of the video, 24/7.
Then I'm going to lay this buffalo mozzarella on top of that. And then lastly, I'm just going to take some of this Italian parsley and just lay it right on top of the cheese. Dropped a little bit too much right there. Anyway, put that back up on top. And that's it. So we're going to take this now. We're going to slide it in the oven. The oven's been preheating at 400 degrees. So it's only going to stay in the oven for about 10 minutes, just until that cheese melts down and starts to caramelize on top. And once that's done, we'll take it out and let you see what the final product looks like. Alright guys, so welcome back. As you can see now, everything is completed. The Parmesan, you can see how that fresh mozzarella just melted all over everywhere, but that marinara sauce was thick enough so that it stayed in its place and didn't run all down in the dish. So that's just how I wanted that, like that. And then with the noodles, I just boiled off those Pappardelle noodles until they were al dente, and then I took and drained them off, put them into some marinara sauce and some fresh parsley and the rest of that Parmesan Reggiano cheese that I didn't use, and just blended all that together and made that pasta. So those are the two things right there, and we're going to just serve this up and eat it now. I hope you try this recipe. If you do, leave a comment, let me know what you thought. Papa Top 912 signing off.